Now it starts. So in last class we were solving the problem where we wanted to find out resultant of this force system either at A or B. Force resultant was same at A and B, but moment resultant was different. Now the narrative of the problem has been changed. What we have been asked to say is compute only force resultant of the system. That means moment resultant should vanish and its location along AB. ऐसे पूछा है. So Madhura, this problem has additional information. Where are you going to find out this only force resultant along AB? So if I extend this AB on either side, I want to find out a point on this AB where if I place the resultant of this, where if I calculate the resultant of this force system, the moment resultant will be 0 and only force resultant will prevail. Do you agree with me? Yahan tak samjha hai? Okay. So now first of all, let us compute the force resultant. So the first step in this problem solving is to compute the force resultant of the system, which we have done. We have done. As I said, the force resultant of the system does not change from point to point on or off the body. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So how do we calculate force resultant? Quickly tell me the steps. क्या करना है?
We resolve in.
No. Resolution is okay, but how do you compute resultant? First Rx find out करना है. Rx is summation fx. Then you have to find out Ry, which is summation fy. And then R is square root of Rx square plus Ry square. And theta made by resultant with reference to horizontal axis is tan inverse of magnitude of Ry upon magnitude of Rx. Do you remember all these steps?
Yes.
So I am going to borrow these steps from here. These steps would remain unaltered. Will agree with me?
Yes, sir.
कोई change होने वाला नहीं है. So let us borrow these steps from here. Mind you, this is the independent problem in itself. So अगर ये problem पूछा है तो पहले ये steps करना पड़ेगा. As we have already done these steps, I am borrowing it from somewhere else, but otherwise you will have to do these steps. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this is what we do. So we have found out now force resultant, and now the next question that is asked is find out a point along AB such that if I were to find out resultant at that point along AB, then the moment resultant is going to vanish. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So अब क्या करेंगे? We don't know that point a priori, therefore we will assume that point to be lying somewhere. Just a minute. मी सुरू केलं इकडे लेट होत होतं. चलो. So along this line AB, I will assume this point to be somewhere here, and I am going to call that point as C. So what is that point C? That point C is that point at which if I keep all the resultant of all these forces, moment resultant is going to vanish. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And which is the origin? Origin कौन सा है हमारा जरा देखो इस फिगर में. The origin is at A. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And this is X, vertically upwards is Y. So this is the origin. So let me say that this point is at distance X from C. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now we need to find out this X. So what is the characteristic of this X? At distance X from origin, if I find out the resultant of this force system, moment resultant has to vanish. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now how do we go about this? तो इसके लिए we need to invoke something called as Varignan's theorem. So ये Varignan's theorem theory जैसा भी सिखाया जा सकता है, but I prefer it this way. So I will write down first the statement of Varignan's theorem. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Here. And then we will apply it here. So what does Varignan's theorem say? So mind you, this is digress. Digress means vishayantar or changing the topic. This is not the part of solution, but To solve this problem, we would require this concept. So I am going to take a digress and I am going to first discuss Varignan's theorem. अब जरा स्टेटमेंट लिखता हूं. I am not going to write down the statement in verbal form. Instead, I am going to write down the statement in notational form. देखो, moment of all the forces acting on a body about a point about a particular axis passing through a point. Are you with me? दो चीजें डिस्क्राइब की है. Moment of all the forces about an axis passing through a point under consideration. If I take its algebraic sum, so what do we mean by algebraic sum? Anti-clockwise positive, clockwise negative. So sign के साथ किया हुआ sum. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So algebraic sum of moments of all the forces about an axis, any axis, it can be x, y, z, or even any inclined axis. So algebraic sum of moments of all the forces about an axis passing through a point under consideration must be equal to moment produced by resultant of those forces about the same axis. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
About the same axis. तो इसलिए यहाँ पे सेम लिख रहा हूं. Passing through the same point under consideration. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Same point. ये है Varignan's theorem का statement. Now in books you will get variety of wordings and whatnot. But forget about this. We have to understand Varignan's theorem conceptually, and we should write down the definition in our own words. So I will repeat the definition, and then I will ask few of you to check whether you have understood or not. So Varignan's theorem, algebraic sum of moments of all the forces acting on a body about an axis passing through a point under consideration. That point may lie on the body or off the body. This must be equal to moment of resultant of all those forces about an axis, about the same axis, passing through same point under consideration. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
चलो आप आपके लैंग्वेज में बताओ ये स्टेटमेंट एक बार. बोलो. Use
So,
any language that you are comfortable with.
So it states that the summation of momentum.
Momentum nahi, momentum is different. Moment is
Sorry,
different.
moment of inertia.
No, moment of inertia is
Moment
different.
of force. I'm really sorry. I'm
Okay.
really sorry. Summation of moment of force at a force different forces at a particular point along a particular axis
Yes.
is equal to the
Correct.
moment of force of resultant of all those forces at the
Correct.
same axis along the same axis and at the same point is equal.
Perfect. So क्या points याद आपको रखने हैं? You are taking algebraic sum of moments of all the forces that have been shown on the body as a force system about an axis passing through a point under consideration on or off the body. This must be equal to moment of resultant of those forces about the same axis passing through the same point under consideration. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So I hope there is no ambiguity in Varignan's theorem. किसी को कुछ डाउट है तो पूछो. Krishna, can you unmute yourself? Krishna?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you tell me the statement once again?
Yes, sir. The moment of all the forces, that means summation of moment of all the forces about an axis passing through a particular point is equal to the moment of resultant passing through the same point of the same axis.
Great. So you have understood एक word using the algebraic sum. So algebraic मतलब with sign sum. Are you with me? So algebraic sum of moment of all the forces about an axis passing through a point. वो algebraic word missing था. Otherwise, it's perfectly fine. Now, so let us apply this Varignan's theorem. Now you can
Sir,
mute the mic. Once again, Madhura will unmute. Madhura,
sir, I have a doubt.
yeah, go ahead.
Sir, in left hand side, we have taken individual forces on different points, and we have done
Yes,
algebraic sum, right?
yes.
So on RHS, we have taken resultant. So resultant will come at so so point of application of force will
No,
be in the middle of the body or where else?
no, wait. Mokshat, I understood your question, but carefully listen to what I am saying. Algebraic sum of moments of all the forces at any point that you choose. मतलब ये body under consideration है. If I choose this point, so algebraic sum of moments of all the forces. Let me say I choose the z-axis. So z-axis is perpendicular to this plane. So therefore z-axis passing through this point. ऐसे choose करते हैं. Are you with me, Mokshat?
Yes, sir.
So algebraic sum of moments of all the forces about z-axis passing through this point under consideration must be same as algebraic sum of resultant force. Are you with me? Passing
Yes, sir.
through z-axis at this point. तो point fix है, point change नहीं कर रहे.
Okay.
Have you got now what I wanted to say?
Yes, sir.
अभी कोई doubt नहीं है ना?
No, sir.
Okay. So let us apply this Varignan's theorem. I am encouraging you to ask the questions because these doubts must be clear. Otherwise, you will face later on problems in problem solving. So let clear the doubts and then let us go ahead. So let us apply this Varignan's theorem in this situation. चलो अब यहाँ पे देखो. I am finding out resultant of all these forces, and I am saying that if it is acting at distance x, that is at point C, then the moment resultant is 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So if the resultant is acting at this point, let me show that resultant. So कैसे है वो resultant 1789.9. So at C, if the resultant has to act, it is going to act 1789.9. Do you agree with me? Newton.
Yes.
At an angle of what? At an angle of 48.926 degree. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
48.926 degree. Now tell me, what is the moment of this resultant? Moment तो यहाँ पे act नहीं हो रहा है, सिर्फ force resultant है. ऐसा ही ये point C है. So what is its moment about C itself? So if I write down moment of resultant of all the forces about z-axis through C, passing through C, वो कितना है ये आप मुझे बता सकते हो? Mokshat, can you tell me this? Mokshat, if C is such a point where moment resultant vanishes, then what is the moment of resultant about C? Mokshat?
Sorry, sir. Yes, sir.
C is such a point where moment resultant vanishes. So what is the moment of this resultant force 1789.9 about C itself?
Sir, 0.
0, right? So therefore, if C is such a point where there is no moment resultant, ये moment resultant है ही नहीं, तो इसका मतलब है सिर्फ किसका मोमेंट होगा? सिर्फ ये 1789.9 न्यूटन का मोमेंट होगा. But as it is passing through C itself, therefore its moment is 0. Are you with me? So can I equate this to 0? Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This must be equal to summation of moments of all the forces whose resultant is R. सारे फोर्सेस जिनका रिजल्टेंट R है, उन सारे फोर्सेस के मोमेंट का अल्जेब्रिक सम अबाउट Z एक्सिस पासिंग थ्रू C. आर यू विथ मी, मोक्षत?
Yes, sir.
इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
No, sir.
So now, can you write down the right hand side of this equation? Can I take moments of all the forces about C easily? कैसे लेना है बताओ मुझे. So what are the various forces? 800. So I will need to resolve it into two components. So पहला component कौन सा है? ये vertical वाला. Are you with me? How much is that component? Tell me. Mokshat.
Sir, of which point?
800 न्यूटन का
Okay.
वर्टिकल कंपोनेंट क्या है?
Sir, 800 sin 20.
करेक्ट. एंड व्हाट इज द डिस्टेंस ऑफ पॉइंट सी जहां पे हम उसका मोमेंट ले रहे हैं? परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम लाइन ऑफ एक्शन ऑफ 800. इज इट x? डू यू एग्री विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
Great. So what is the moment? Tell me. 800 sin 20 into x. Is it positive or negative? देखो आपके कन्वीनियंस के लिए लेट मी ड्रॉ द फिगर हियर सेपरेटली. दिस इज
Sir,
पॉइंट.
positive.
हाँ, पॉजिटिव. करेक्ट. दिस इज पॉइंट सी. आर यू विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
दिस इज वर्टिकल कंपोनेंट ऑफ 800. सो इसका मोमेंट इस पॉइंट के अबाउट कैसे रहने वाला है? एंटी क्लॉकवाइज.
Yes, sir.
एंड दिस डिस्टेंस इज x. सो व्हाट इज द कंपोनेंट? 800. टेल मी. 800 sin 20
Sin 20.
multiplied with x. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So shall I write that here? So पहला टर्म इसमें क्या आने वाला है? 800 sin 20 into x. Happy?
Yes, sir.
चलो अब इसी फोर्स का एक हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट भी होगा. वो कितना है बताओ मुझे? 800. What is the horizontal component of this 800 Newton force?
800 sin 20.
No?
Cos 20, sorry, cos 20.
Yeah. So horizontal force is 800 cos 20. And where are we taking its moment? We are taking its moment at C. So what kind of moment does it produce? Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Sir,
Bolo.
sir, clockwise.
So this is going to be clockwise in direction. So its sign is going to be negative. And what is the moment? 800 cos 20 into this distance. But how much is this distance?
800.
Yes, it is 800. So therefore, क्या आने वाला है मोमेंट बताओ? 800 cos 20 into 800 but negative. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So minus 800 cos 20 into 800. तो अल्जेब्रिक सम का मतलब समझ में आया अभी? पॉजिटिव और साइन के साथ. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. चलो अब which is the next component? Next component is 600 का vertical component. So how much is that? Tell me.
600 sin 45.
Very good. And where should I show it?
Upward. Huh? I
Here.
didn't get the question.
It is to be shown. And what is its direction? Upward or downward?
Sir, upward.
Great. So this is going to be 800 sin 45. No, not 800. कितना है वो? 600. I'm sorry. 600 sin 45. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
What is its what kind of movement does it produce about C? C is this point.
Sir, clockwise.
Clockwise. So is it going to be negative?
Yes, sir.
And what is its distance from C?
Sir,
If this total distance is x,
so what is the distance? 300. X minus 650. Hello?
hello, yeah, go ahead.
So X minus 650?
X minus
650.
no, why 650? Yes. No, x minus 700. देखो, this distance is 50.
Okay.
This distance is 50, 50, 100 and 700. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore ये कितना आने वाला है मोमेंट 600 sin 40 into x minus 700. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And clockwise. So I am writing it this way. So 600 sin 45 multiplied by x minus 700. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, somebody may have question, what if this resultant actually lies on somewhere here? So the sense and everything will get changed. But no worries about it. When you calculate the value of x, if x is less than 700, this term will automatically become negative and this sign will automatically become positive. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So don't worry, you assume something and then later on sign of x or value of x will decide everything. Are you with me? Just be faithful to whatever you have assumed. उसके हिसाब से आप लिखो. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
ओके अब दूसरा फोर्स कौन सा है हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट 600 cos 45 सो कहां पे एक्ट होने वाला है यहाँ पे दिस इज 600 नो आई शुड यूज डिफरेंट कलर 600 cos 45 आर यू विथ मी
Yes, sir. Sir,
and what
cos 45. Sir, upward you have written sin 40.
45 I hope I have written it correctly in the expression yeah here it is correct so 600 cos 45 multiplied by ये कौन सा मोमेंट है इज इट क्लॉकवाइज और एंटी क्लॉकवाइज
Sir, clockwise only.
so it is also going to have negative sign so minus 600 cos 45 into 800 do you agree with me
Yes, sir.
so let me write down that minus 600 cos 45 into 800 चलो और कौन सा फोर्स बाकी है we still have one force pending and that is this 1500 newton are you with me
Yes, sir.
where does it act this 1500 newton is going to act somewhere here so what kind of moment does it produce about c
Sir, anti-clockwise.
anti-clockwise इसका horizontal component 0 है so anti-clockwise moment plus and what is the value if this total distance is x how much is this is it x minus 350
Yes, sir.
so tell me so how do I write this
With positive sign.
with positive sign plus 1500 into x minus 350 are you with me
Yes, sir.
and this must be equal to 0 so the only unknown here is x do you agree with me
Yes, sir.
so can we find out x easily क्या करना है कैलकुलेटर पे डायरेक्टली सॉल्व करना है इक्वेशन शिफ्ट सॉल्व से टाइप द एंटायर इक्वेशन ऑन कैलकुलेटर इन टर्म्स ऑफ x एंड देन जस्ट यूज शिफ्ट सॉल्व मैंने आपको उसका प्रोसीजर भेजा है इफ आई एम करेक्ट भेजा है ना
Yes, sir.
so use that and solve for x so I am solving with you so 800 ensure that your calculator is in degree mode 800 sin 20 into alpha x minus 800 cos 20 into 800 minus 600 sin 45 into in bracket alpha x minus 700 bracket complete minus 600 into cos 45 into 800 plus 1500 into bracket alpha x minus 350 alpha equal to 0 shift solve some calculators have double shift solve some calculators have shift solve and then enter so can you tell me what is the answer that you have got I have got this I need independent confirmation. 866.21 mm. Can someone please confirm? Omkar, Om, can you confirm if you have got the same answer? Mokshat, are you able to solve?
I don't have scientific calculator. I am solving independently on normal calculator.
Okay, go ahead. Someone, anyone else? Muskan, did you able to solve? Pardon? Okay. Paritosh, did you solve?
No, sir, I'm still trying to solve.
Okay. Did you look at the video that I had sent you in this connection earlier?
Yes, sir.
हाँ तो चलो सॉल्व करो.
Yes, sir.
Parth,
Yes, sir.
have you solved?
So I got an error, so I'm trying again.
Okay. Do one thing. Take the snapshot of your equation on calculator and send it on the group. I will tell you what is the error. Prajwal. Prajwal. Prajwal Soni, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you solve?
I'm trying, sir.
Okay. Why is it taking so long? Samar. Did you solve? Samar, did you solve? चलो एटलीस्ट आई नीड वन इंडिपेंडेंट कंफर्मेशन, उसके बिना आगे नहीं जाएंगे. आशुतोष. Ashutosh, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Did you solve?
So, no, sir, I'm watching the video.
Okay. Atharva. Atharva Satarkar.
Yes, sir, solving.
Solving. Has anyone got the answer? Chalo, so I will pause recording. You have to solve and then we will go ahead. Bolo.
Sir, I don't know it's right or wrong, but I am getting x is equal to 5.
X is equal to 5. No, कुछ
Yes,
तो
sir.
गड़बड़ है.
I'll check it again, sir.
Yes. How did you solve?
Sir, I entered the equation and then shift solve.
Okay, I will also resolve. Alpha x multiplied by 800. Check your calculator whether it is in degree mode. Sin 20 minus 800 into 800 cos 20 minus 600 into bracket alpha x minus 700 into sine 45 minus 600 cos 45 into 800 plus 1500 into bracket alpha x minus 350 alpha equal to 0. Shift solve. No, 866.21 mm is correct. So please make it a point that you solve all the equations that we are writing down here. We will move ahead now because I want to complete certain points today. So therefore, this x has turned out to be 866.21. So that means if I find out the resultant of all these forces at 866 mm from A towards right, then I am going to get moment resultant as 0. So this is the point. This is the location of C. That's what it means. Now, as it has come, as the sign is positive, इसका मतलब क्या है जरा बताओ मुझे. चलो.
Is right.
It is originally assumed direction of x is correct, and therefore it is towards right of A. Do you agree with me?
Sir.
Yes. Mokshat, keep your microphone on unmute, please. So x is at distance 866.21 mm towards right. Now, can you tell me what is distance AB?
700.
700. And what is where should I put the resultant in order to have moment resultant equal to 0? 866.21 mm along AB. Do you agree with me? चलो वो डायग्राम में बनाता हूँ. This is the briefcase. This is A. This is B. And I should put the resultant जो कि ऐसा है at distance. How much from A? It is at distance 866. But is the body lying there? Is there a body at 866.21? Tell me.
No, sir.
It is not there. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, therefore, what I said was the resultant is fictitious. How can you remove all the forces and apply it at a location where there is no body? So no way I will be having only force resultant of this system, because if it has to be, the point lies outside the body. Are you with me?
So can you repeat?
Yeah. Therefore, if I want only force resultant of this system to prevail, I will have to apply the resultant force at an point which is located outside the body, which is impossible. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore ये सिर्फ एक fictitious calculation हो गया कि अगर resultant मुझे apply करना है जहां पे सिर्फ force resultant आएगा, in that case I will have to apply the resultant at C. But in practice we cannot do it because the resultant location lies outside the body. But it may so happen that for a particular force system it may lie within the body. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. अब जरा और एक पॉइंट के ऊपर मैं आपका ध्यान खींचना चाहता हूं. Is this the only point where if I put the resultant, then you are going to have moment resultant vanishing? Or in other words, is this the only point where only force resultant of the system prevails and no moment resultant? The answer is no. Why? Because देखो यहाँ पे मैंने जो resultant apply किया है R, if I extend its line of action, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Along anywhere along this line of action, if I put the R, its moment is going to be 0 about C. Do you agree with me?
Sir, how?
Even if I put the resultant R here, what is its moment about C? It is 0 because the line of action is passing through C. Are you? Dekho, if I want to find out moment of a force at this point, then how do I define it? लाइन ऑफ एक्शन ऑफ फोर्स के ऊपर इस पॉइंट से परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप करना है, and that distance if it is d, then by definition f into d is the moment about this point of force f. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
But if the resultant, wherever I shift this resultant along this line of action, that line of action is going to pass through c. Are you with me?
Yes,
So
sir.
therefore, wherever I put the resultant along this line, its moment about C is going to be 0, because the perpendicular distance between C and its line of action is 0.
Right.
Right. So therefore, it is not the only location where I can have only force resultant of this force system. You find out the resultant at any point along this line of action, and you are going to get the same result. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
I hope you have understood what I am trying to say. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
अब जरा यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. I am going to ask you another question. What is that question? Compute only force resultant of the system and its location along AD. So let me call this point as D. Along AD. ये पूछने वाला हूं. क्वेश्चन में समझा? मतलब what is the difference? Do you understand that the difference in question? Are you with me?
Sir, can you repeat?
Yeah, I will repeat. Now I want you to compute only force resultant of the system and its location, not along AB. I want you now to calculate along AD. So line AD पे ऐसा कौन सा पॉइंट है जहां पे अगर मैं रिजल्टेंट फाइंड आउट करूं तो मोमेंट रिजल्टेंट वैनिश होगा? आर यू विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
सो कैन यू एटलीस्ट ग्राफिकली अंडरस्टैंड दैट पॉइंट हियर? देखो, ये लाइन में अगर यहां से बढ़ाते गया पीछे पीछे पीछे, वेर एवर इट इंटरसेक्ट्स this line,
Yes.
that is the point where the resultant is going to be 0. That is the point where moment resultant is going to be 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So in fact, can I call this line as locus of all the points where the moment resultant of the given force system vanishes? लोकस मतलब क्या? जो कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो रही है वो कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई करने वाले सारे पॉइंट ज्वाइन करना. आर यू विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let us solve this problem also. So let me write down problem number 16. Give me a second. So now we are solving problem 16, where essentially the statement is same. यही statement है. यही statement. लेकिन instead of finding the point along AB, you have been asked to find the point along AD. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will just modify that statement and we will solve it quickly. चलो, अब इतना बेसिक से मैं सब फिगर्स ड्रॉ करके मूवमेंट वगैरह नहीं बताऊंगा. आप मुझे फटाफट बोलने वाले हो कैसे करना है. सो लेट मी कॉल दिस पॉइंट along AD. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
चलो. So let me copy this figure here. Chalo. And I want to now find out the point along line AD. So I am going to extend this line AD. Are you with me? And I assume that the resultant, if I place it here at this point,
Sir, your voice is breaking.
now is it audible?
Yes, sir.
So I will assume that at distance y from A, if I place the resultant, if I find out the resultant, the moment resultant vanishes. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I am going to call this point as point E. And now let us apply Varignan's theorem. So what does Varignan's theorem say? First of all, first step remains same. We have to calculate the force resultant. So I will copy that part as it is. You need to calculate this force resultant, which is not going to change. It is going to remain same. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So that part same copied here. Force resultant turns out to be this much. Now, what does Varignan's theorem say? Varignan's theorem say that algebraic sum of moment of resultant about z-axis through E must be equal to summation of moments of all the forces whose resultant is R about z-axis passing through E. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
It's through E. Great. So now let us do this once again. So now I am taking moments of all the forces about E. What is the moment of resultant about E? It has to be 0 because at E moment resultant vanishes. So moment of resultant at E is 0 because it passes through E. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So left hand side is going to be equal to 0 and right hand side I am going to redo the exercise. So what is the vertical component? 800
Sine 20.
sine 20. Will it cause any moment at E?
No, sir.
Because its line of action is passing through E. So therefore I am going to write it as 800 sine 20 into 0. Happy?
Yes, sir. Sir, is answer 993.86?
I don't know the answer. We have to
Okay,
calculate it. So now for benefit of the class, let us do it step by step. So now 800 cos 20 is its horizontal component. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And what is this distance up to E from A? It is y
Y.
minus 800.
Yes, sir.
And it is going to produce anti-clockwise moment about E, horizontal component of 800. So I quickly write 800 cos 20 multiplied by y minus 800. Happy?
Sir, it will be anti-clockwise.
Yes. देखो, horizontal component of 800, it is going to produce anti-clockwise moment about E.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, let us now take the moment of this 600 vertical component. It is going to be 600 sine 45 multiplied by 700
Yes, sir.
and it is anti-clockwise, so positive. 600 sine 45 into 700. So 600 sine 45 into 700. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Great. So let us take it up. चलो नेक्स्ट, ये बीच में साइंस कौन कौन से है? राइट नाउ इट इज प्लस प्लस. Now what about horizontal component? 600 cos 45. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And it is also producing anti-clockwise moment. So plus 600 cos 45. 600 cos 45. Its distance is same as 800 cos 20. So it is y minus 800. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
थोड़ा क्विकली दिमाग में रिजॉल्व करना और दिमाग में ही मोमेंट के साइंस वगैरह लेना सीख लो ना. What about this component 1500? It is producing clockwise movement about E. Agreed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And how much is that moment? 1500 into 350. So minus 1500 into 350. This is ought to be 0. So what is the value of y? Is the question that we are now answering. So let us calculate. Let me calculate with you. 800 sine 800 cos 20 multiplied by, in bracket, alpha y minus 800 plus 600 sine 45 into bracket into 700 plus 600 cos 45 into y minus 800 alpha y minus 800, okay, minus 1500 into 350. This alpha equal to must be 0. Shift solve. That gives me y is equal to 993.88. Same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
So did you use any other method or the same method?
So other method. I find a point of intersection.
So I am very sure that you must have extended this line and find out why, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Very
sir.
good. So that also confirms the answer is correct, and that also confirms what I am saying is also correct. Are you
Yes,
with me?
sir. Yes, sir.
So I hope you have got this point. So अब तक जो हमने सॉल्व किया उसमें दो चीजें समराइज करनी पड़ेगी. One, if I ask you to find out resultant of coplanar force system, coplanar but non-concurrent force system at a point, then it is going to be most probably force as well as movement. Do you agree with me? Barring certain points. जैसे ये लाइन ऑफ एक्शन के अलोंग के जो पॉइंट्स थे वहां पे सिर्फ फोर्स रिजल्टेंट है, मोमेंट रिजल्टेंट वैनिश होता है, बट अदरवाइज एवरीवेयर एल्स इट इज गोइंग टू बी फोर्स रिजल्टेंट प्लस मोमेंट रिजल्टेंट. हैप्पी?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then the second narrative or second problem that we can answer is, we can ask is this: find compute only force resultant. ये only word bracket में लिखा है, बोलेंगे या नहीं बोलेंगे? Compute force resultant of the system and its location. ऐसे बोला तो समझना है कि only force resultant calculate करना है. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So compute only force resultant of the system and its location along some line. That line will be given, and you will be asked to find out the location as well. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the next point to summarize in today's class? Varignan's theorem. So I will reiterate the statement of Varignan's theorem. Algebraic sum of moments of all the forces acting on a body about a particular axis passing through a point under consideration must be same as moment of resultant of that force system about the same axis passing through the same point under consideration. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We will now ask one more question for tomorrow's class, and then we will stop here today. Today we are stopping a little early because I have to join another meeting. So we will stop here today by asking one more question. Now, can I find out, is it possible that a particular force system has only moment resultant and no force resultant? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
तो अब कौन सा क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं? अब अलग क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं. अब तक क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा था? फाइंड आउट द फोर्स रिजल्टेंट ऑफ द सिस्टम एंड फाइंड आउट इट्स लोकेशन. सिर्फ फोर्स रिजल्टेंट, मोमेंट रिजल्टेंट वैनिश होना चाहिए. अब दूसरा क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, आर देयर सर्टेन फोर्स सिस्टम्स व्हिच कैन प्रोड्यूस ओनली मोमेंट रिजल्टेंट एंड नो फोर्स रिजल्टेंट? आर यू विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
We are going to now answer this question in tomorrow's class, and then we are going to solve some practical problems based on this concept. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so write down your name and roll number in the chat box, and then you can leave the meeting. किसी को कुछ डाउट है तो अभी पूछ लो. This has to be absolutely clear. There is no scope for ambiguity here. अगर otherwise आगे का कुछ समझेगा नहीं, तो डाउट है तो पूछो. I am ready to tell you 1000 times. No issue.